All right. Good morning, traders. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope your weekend is going fantastically well. Welcome out to the Options Income Launchpad Sunday Market Insights. My name is Scott. I'll be your host. Good morning, Sandy and Stephen D. Good morning, Tom. And good morning to you, Greg and Don. Let's see. Good morning, Charles. We can see in here. Thank you, Don. That was the next question. Good Sunday morning to you, Kent. Let's dive in. I'll keep catching you as you say good morning, but glad to see everybody. Great energy. Love it. Good morning, Kevin and James. As always, let me remind you that what we do is for education and illustrative purposes only, nothing intended as a recommendation to buy or sell any security or financial product. We are not brokers or advisors, therefore, don't give anything that should be considered or construed as personalized investment advice. Any decisions you make should be done so at your own risk. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. What are we going to do today? You guys know Sunday's my favorite day. The chimp is in the cage, sleeping. We're able to get some work done. The professor's at the computer, getting work done. A lot of logic, a lot of control here. This is why we do it. We'll posture the market. We'll consider the economic calendar and what impact it may have as we plan day to day. We will identify what sectors we believe are strongest and therefore want to make sure that our watch list, which I'll tell you this, I've seen comments, things where it's like, oh, there's a lot of red, but I've got green on my watch list, or this is happening. The watch list is important for us to know that the work we put into it can help build confidence that it's going to hold up. Right? We put time into identifying what are the strongest sectors, and among those sectors, what are the strongest, most liquid stocks, so that we can have a core talent pool that we use, um, again, in a manner that helps to increase our confidence. So those comments make me feel like, yeah, it's doing its job. Let's keep doing that. We will do some watch list maintenance. We will definitely build an early week opportunity list, and we will continue on our journey on the trading plan loop. We are on the back half of our second to last already loop this year. So we're about to go into the record keeping. Section 6 and Section 7 is record keeping and analytics. The last section is goals. So as we move into analytics, this is record keeping and then data. And the data is what is going to be very, very useful to making changes and improvements, etc. So, all right. All right, all right, all right. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. So we've got our posture here. I'm going to insert a column. I'm going to paste. I'm going to change my date to the 23rd. And I'm going to change this back to black. This is my new highlighter trick so we can see what changed. Very exciting. Ooh, I should probably even be like, mine went down, his went up, its went up. We'll see. Maybe I'll take that out, maybe not. We'll play with it for now. Good morning, El Jago. Good morning, Steve C. Good to see you both. Don says that he's got full agreement across his people and his own analysis. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Why is this not wanting to show up at the top here? Hold on one second. I've got something going on. I need to figure out what. Performance issue detected. Let me take care of that. There we go. And we should be good. Yes. Yes, indeed. All right. This is a 3-year weekly. This one tends to be pretty quick and easy as far as the analyses go. I am entrenched. I am entrenched within the confines of that red trend. The blue one is a 1.5 for me, red is a 1.25. So I am definitely keeping mine right at the 1.25. But if your line is 1.5, then you're probably going to keep yours at 1.5. So I would expect as I go into long-term analysis, let's get the date in here. I'm expecting no change. Steve C says no change. Don says 1.5, probably no change. There's the Oracle 1.5, no change. Let's just kind of read through this a little bit. Pulled back modestly from a new all-time high, remains above a prior breakout level, comfortably above a rising 50, 100, 200 week moving average. Normal consolidation following a recent breakout rather than a change in trend. Um, okay. All right. There we go. No change, no change, no change. We're all on the same page. That's nice and easy. Let's get to the let's get to the short-term analysis, which also is unlikely to be changed from last week. Um last week I am a 1, the Oracle's a 2. I am it's Stephen D. I think that it's almost like we should have a pool. When will the Oracle drop its short-term score? Because it has just been locked into that too. And I'm thinking maybe I'm not going to change mine. Mine's in a good spot. I don't need to change mine. Mine is actually this. Even though we had 5 red days last week, interestingly, we had 5 red days, but actually 3 of them were negative and 2 positive. So it was negative, negative, positive, negative, positive. All of them were red candles. Um, no above average new volume days. You didn't like the decline. See, I'm okay with the decline because the decline for me is just a seller's cycle, but it's at a higher high still. So yeah, I'm gonna leave mine the same. But let's go see. Whoops, I don't want that in there. Let's go see how the Oracle is gonna do it. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart. Hold on one second. Okay, we'll give it the full 6 months. And let's put this. Oops, that's not it. Let's put this over here. Boom, boom. Let's go. No change. Ah, there you go. The model or the Oracle finally declined. Pulled back with the latest sequence showing several lower highs and lower lows. 6 month is still bullish, but the stronger upside momentum has weakened. Okay. See, we just had to be patient. We just had to be a little bit patient. So, nope. So we need to put 1.75 here. That is a declining score. Mine is going to stay the same at 1. Okay. Okay. Do 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 do. Let's go look at the volume, which I think is gonna. Okay, so here we go. What do we got? Let's see what we've got. Maybe if I can find my drawing tools. Uh, I'm dropping this. That's gone. So we're basically scoring just these 4 clumped up days. So as we look at what happened in these 4 clumped up days, we've got 1 for the sellers, buyers, 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 buyers. Woo. Okay. That's 1 sell day, 4 buy days, 0 ties. If this were on the front half, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Boom. If it were on this side, I would be scoring it a if it were on the back half, 0.25. Why? Why? Because it's just getting older and more stale. So yeah, that was significant back then, but I want you to notice that and it's not part of the scoring process, but we really haven't done much since the end of that. So let let me know if you have any questions about that. Here you can see it's when that it occurred that is mostly happening. Okay, let's go see what the let's go see what the oh gosh, I can't clear my drawings. Oh, there we go. Let's go see what the Oracle says. I'm gonna get this down to 7 days. And let's get a picture of this. And let's go. Oh, 08, 23, 26. Let's see. This week I would hold volume at 0.25. But the bullish evidence is becoming less fresh. You can see the Oracle is keying in on the same concern that we had, and that is that it's getting a little stale, unfortunately. It remains buyer favored, um, but it's just drifting to the side. I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay, so we both are still at 0.25 for me, 0.25 for the Oracle. Let's move down to a major market. Major market. And this is 08, 08, 23, 26. And let's go. Ah, ah. Here we go. And let's get a picture of this. And we'll start analyzing. Boom. All right. What do we think is happening here? What do we think is happening? The Russell clearly still on the top. A lot of parity between the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P. The Nasdaq has come off of where it was kind of showing some weakness and lagging a little bit. Um, so yeah, uh, I would say looks okay. Not great, but okay. Let's drop down to 133, and this looks pretty good here, right? Here we have the Nasdaq and the Russell are in leading positions, and the Dow is in a lagging position. So this is in line with a growth setup. Let's take a picture of this. Let's move it over. And let's drop down to 66. That's the only bright spot, Steven said. He's like, yeah, that looks good, but not much after that. Oh, well, uh, we still have the Russell on top. We still have the Russell on top, but we definitely have a weakness down there on the Nasdaq. Let's see. Let's see. We need to get a picture of this. I hear you, Stephen. I mean, it still has the Russell. I don't know. Where was I? Was I at a quarter or was I at a zero? A zero. A zero. Uh, who? I mean, I feel like it's kind of on the bubble of a 0.25. Let's let if I'm on the bubble and I'm kind of thinking about it, let's let the 22 decide. 22 has some strength to speak of, then I'll go up a quarter point. Yeah, actually, I because I of that determination because I said I like it enough to think about it. I'm going to let it go to a tie. I declared the tie. I came in here. When I got here, what do I see? The Nasdaq leading all four up. I'm giving it the quarter. I'm giving it the quarter. Let me get a picture of this. I'll put my score in. Yeah, I think there's enough there to say, hey, major markets is showing that's not fantastic by any stretch, but I like it enough to raise it a quarter of a point. So I am going to come in here and I'm going to put 0.25 and I'm going to make it green and I'm going to bold it. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what the Oracle thinks. Hold. Primary 66-day picture remains mixed despite continued strength in the broader market. Blah, blah, blah. Leadership has not changed enough to justify the adjustment. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. A lot of blah, 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 but there it is. Core looks pretty good. We can live with it. Okay. That is pretty good. Let's go finish now with sector rotation. And we'll see how things are, in fact, rotating. Sector rotation. 08, 23, 26. First picture. All right. What do we got going on here? Uh, what have we got? Energy cranking back to the top. We know that that is detrimental, right? I've got a bunch of people saying no change at that 0.5, 0.25, 0.25. I don't love seeing energy spiking up again, obviously, due to the inflationary concerns, but it is what it is. We've got technology, we've got materials, healthcare, industrials, and look at Staples is kind of poking its head up a little bit. Down here, we have communication services, discretionary, and utilities. Overall, mixed. Overall, a mixed bag to start things off on that level. Okay. Let's see. Okay. 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 Can't get rid of this. Now I can. We've got the first one in. Let's go
Morning, Peter.
to let me see. All right. Let's go to 133. Let's get the picture. Let's get this put in here. Paste. Let's just paste it. Paste it. Okay. Sorry. Let's go back. Let's get this to 66. Let's get a picture. All right. Where do we see opportunity? Healthcare still looks quite strong. Financials still looks good. Industrials falling a little bit. Materials gaining a little bit. Technology's holding up. I agree. I'm going to let it stay at a 0.25. I'm going to let it stay at a 0.25. Let me get a picture though. Looks more bullish than not, but it's not getting any better per se. Let's drop down to 22 days and go. All right, so I am keeping mine at a 0.25 unchanged. You can see last week I had gotten ahead of myself a little bit and brought it back down. Uh, I brought it back down to what would be a more reflective area. It wasn't necessarily that it got worse, it's just that I overscored it initially. Let's see what the model does. 0.25 holds. That makes sense. That makes sense. Sector rotation, 25. All right, let's go finish off with the VIX. And then let's get to building our watch list. Whoops, there we go. And okay, so how's everybody feeling about this? Does this feel right? Now you can see that the stochastics has turned, but this has not taken out the level it needs to for me to call this a low yet. As of right now, my score is a 125. And it's got to confirm this low to get me to a 1.5. And at which point my thought is at a 1.5, it should be getting down to the 12s, 13, right? And that's exactly what it looks like it's doing. So I feel like I'm in a good spot. If this week we confirm this low or this high as a lower high, that's going to help even more so. But for now, yeah, I like the way that we have it scored. Let's get a picture of this for the Oracle to evaluate and see if it is going to stay the same or possibly raise it. I actually could see it raising. I keep going to the wrong window. Sector rotation. Let's finish off at the VIX. I like the way the VIX looks. If there's one bright spot for me where I'm like, okay, we're okay for now. The institutions are holding up as far as that goes. And that's important. Very, very important. So I'm going to keep my score at a 4.25, which means I am An increased score? Nope, nope, yep. Red to green, good. Good to see it jump back up to 425. And the model is holding as well. Modestly above, but firmly below the 50, 100, 200. The structure remains favorable. I agree with that. Holding at one. Okay, so that makes sense. Let's mark that as in place. So the model or the oracle is dropping, but barely. Barely. So kind of an interesting movement because last week we were as far as we had been for a little while. This week we have moved a half a point closer. I improved by a quarter. The oracle deteriorated by a quarter, and we moved to I'm a four and a quarter. The oracle is a five. Steve C is unchanged for a four. Don is unchanged for a five. Anybody higher than a five? Anybody lower than a four? It's easy when we get to this point, right? Where we're kind of like, all right, where do we see this as a group? This is a good, solid 4 to 5 market. It's not a strong bullish market. It's not strong, but it's also not, mildly bullish. It's in a better spot. Bob Rowland says 475. I love it. Love it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Okay, that's our score, and we're sticking to it. Let me lock it in. Boom, saved. Okay, now what? Now we need to go and build our watch list for this week and see what we have that is see what we have that is setting up. Any questions before we move on to uh building our watch list? Any questions? Okay. Overall score 4.5. Love it. Okay, let's see. American Airlines. And I see it. I see it that you have this thing kind of showing this potential turn. You have this starting to turn up. It's at a prior support level, but I don't love that it's sitting below its 200 day. I get that it was also sitting below its 200 day over here, and it did make this move. But I don't like the way oil is moving, and I don't like the way that looks. So that's my thought there. Apple, we're in. It's on a little bit of a hiccup, but it certainly is nowhere near back to its support level. So if you were kind of like, hey, I'm not really given a lot of leeway right now, you might have gotten impatient. If you're trying to let the trade stay a little longer, then you're probably still giving it a little bit more room. Okay, let's see. Archer Daniels. I'm putting it on. Yeah, I'm putting this on the list. Why? What do I like about it? Let me tell you. Okay, so I like that we broke that consolidation. I like that we got up into this area above. So we saw this happen. Now, as we come back down into this little range, we're looking for an opportunity over here. Not to mention what? Not to mention we saw some improvement in the consumer staples sector, right? And that's something that we're looking for and thinking about. Okay. AMAT, maybe we, and you're going to see a lot of these do the same kind of a thing. They pop up, they gave us this, now they're pulling back, and are there opportunities over here? I think so, but we don't want to just grab all of them. We want to kind of pick and choose which ones we think may make the most amount of sense. Okay. Maybe AMAT. I love that the volatility, like let me point this out. For such a long time, we were sitting up in this space, and this was really a difficult place for us to be. So, all right, let's see. I am going to put ADM down or AMAT down. Amazon. uh, I still think Amazon has some possibilities. We'll keep it on the list too. ASX. Yes. We like the A's. Okay, let's go BAC. Yes. BAC is good. BNS, no earnings. Citigroup, maybe. We'll put it on. Cheesecake Factory. Oh, so Cheesecake Factory I like, but what's the problem? Too big, too much move, right? Too much move on the initial up 6%. What does that mean? Well, it means that I can try to sneak an order in maybe at the halfway point back down here around 109.70, 110, 109.50 to 110. If it comes down, great, and if it feels great, and if it not, then no harm, no foul. So I'm not convinced that we've missed the opportunity, but I also don't want to chase into it and react poorly. CrowdStrike. I'm not putting it on only because of the earnings. Only because of the earnings. You just really don't have much time. So be aware of that. Okay. Cisco, no. CSX, yes. It's taking some time, but I'm let's see if it can go now. As we move into next week, it's now or never. We're not going to keep waiting, right? We're not going to keep waiting. So there you go. All right. Okay. CTAS, no. Delta, like I said, no. DIA. The Dow looks all right, actually. All things considered. Elf. Yeah, I feel like this was only available on this anticipatory signal. You'll notice this really hadn't turned yet. By the time we got here, you're like, oh, maybe I'm too late. If you got in early on this day, maybe. I don't know. I feel like this was new to us, but I feel like we maybe could have had it. I'm kind of checking myself like, what could I have done better? Okay, let's see. GE, GE busted. If you're in it and you want to talk about like what are the possibilities, feel free to. I know it's easy sometimes to end up getting stuck in a trade, but that one I feel broke support, warranted a close. Okay, let's see. Gold is still moving. General Motors, very nice recovery if you stayed in. Google, I'm thinking about. Okay, Goldman. No, HPQ. Stuck. Okay. It's got to be quick on next week, Charles. It's got to be quick. Yeah. Okay, let's see. IWM. Small caps actually look strong enough that I'd put a trade on them. I'm putting it on my list. I like the way small caps are continuing to move. JNJ trying. Kimberly Clark waiting for a breakout. LRCX. LRCX maybe. Maybe if it can turn from here. I'm gonna put this one on. Okay, let's see. Lunar. I'm gonna put the space stocks on. I think they're setting up. So I'll have all of them on. Lunar will be on. RKLB will be on. SpaceX will be on. They're all kind of in a group because it's one of the three, not two, not three, one of the three. Okay. Why do I think they're setting up? You can see they were in a consolidation, still in a consolidation, clearly have broken the consolidation. And now we're on the first pullback. So you can see we did this, and now we're in this, and we're kind of thinking to ourselves, what is over here that will give us a higher low? That's what I'm waiting for. But I'm definitely looking to see that that has shifted. And let me go through the other three simultaneously. Same thing, right? Same thing and same thing. They all have that same sort of we broke out of this and now we're pulling back. And the question is, what's going on out here? Okay, so I put all three of those in, but as one group, essentially. Uh, yeah. You'll hear me, Tom. That's a great question. You'll hear me call it is sort of downtrending ish. I call that a consolidation trend, right? It's in a broader consolidation. So you'll hear technicians just kind of throw things out different times to mean different things, but yes, it was in somewhat of a downtrend, and I had no interest in it until it breaks out, and then it broke out, and then I have no interest in it until it's able to sustainably show me something for the buyers, and that's what I'm waiting for now. Meta, nothing for me. Monster, let's see. Marvel, not bad, but it's got earnings coming up. Morgan, kind of sideways. Microsoft, I'm still willing to look at Microsoft. Okay, let's see. Micron. Okay. Netflix, no. Nokia. I like Nokia. I feel like Nokia has shifted out of this downtrend or consolidation that it was consolidative trend, downtrend, and now it's broken out of it. And now we're looking to see if this is able to produce something more to the upside. Okay. Okay. NVIDIA. Oh, let me get rid of these lines. NVIDIA, no, because of earnings. Oklo, I like Oklo. It's on the list. Oracle, I like Oracle. Palantir, Okay, Palantir looks pretty good. Let's put it on the list. Q, Q, Q. Q's look pretty good, actually. Let's go Rocket Lab. What's on the list? Let's go Raw Stores. No. RTX getting smashed all of a sudden. Silver. Silver's moving. SanDisk is trying, but expensive. SpaceX is on the list. SPY. Let's see. Let's see. How about a cheap stock for my conservative wife, Groupon over? Okay, we'll take a look at that, Tom. We'll take a look at that. Groupon. I haven't looked at that one in a while, but yeah, very nice. I don't love that it's just been selling off for 2 straight weeks. We don't have any indication of buyers coming in. Whenever I see, so that's when I say once I've identified something as consolidative, meaning it's stuck in one of these, then I feel like it's going to stay stuck until it gives me one of these. So at this point, once it's in this, and sometimes it's subtle. You can actually see back over here was down and then it had a little bit of an up down and you're like, "Oh, I could do that. I could trade that." Otherwise I'm going to be a little bit, reluctant per se. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Buy. TD. No. Target. I like Target. It's just too much. T. Rowe Price. No. Tesla. Tesla's back on a little bit of a run. TSM. No. Unilever. Maybe. UPS. Viking Cruises. No. WDC. Yes. I like WDC. And Walmart is a no. Obviously, they just got smashed on their earnings. Okay. That's the list. What else? Remember, we are working on record keeping now. You need to download your spreadsheets. Make sure that you're keeping those spreadsheets. As you start to fill the spreadsheets out, you will have the ability to get the analytics. So this week is about getting spreadsheets filled out. Next week is about processing the analytics and making sure that you have an ability to translate the data into better trading rules. Costco. Ooh, we haven't looked at Costco in a while, Doug. Okay. If anyone else has any others, that's it for today. It's great to see everybody, but I am willing to stay around and look. Ooh, see, I don't love this thing way down underneath. Right, way down underneath. All the pricing and the moving averages. So there you go. All right. Well, listen, Lionsgate. We haven't looked at that one in a little while either. It kind of stalled out, and that's why it stalled out. It was moving, 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 and then just sort of like shrinking. We said that's it. That's it for us. We actually never took this trade. We wondered if this trade might show up. I don't think we took that one. So, all right, you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, first thing, to start the market off. And we will go from there. So, as always, happy trading.